Shalom, my name is Yeshua Yaakov. I'm a didactic scientist, and I'm making this video from Jerusalem. And the name of it, or subject more importantly, is the Zeitgeist, the Jerusalem Zeitgeist. And that's me, Yeshua. And this refers to the spirit of the generation. Well, it is the blessing and responsibility that I have received to be the author of Humanomics trilogy, which is the post-collapse of the local reality globally, which converges into the new model, Humanomics, new convergence model, East-West convergence model, is comprised of its two paradigms. Its central organizing principle is the first, which is the new cognitive behavioral science first principle received and given. The second is the new economic paradigm, the integration of labor. Having said that, why do I refer to Zeitgeist? Because most importantly, the spirit of the Zeitgeist emerges. Chazal teaches us, our sages teach us, that this spirit of the generation is, or of the times, depending upon which culture, really is referring to the process by which it emerges, and there's been a great deal of confusion. I made the first few hundred videos, and I used as a tactic the spirit of the Zeitgeist of the generation, which means what? I spoke in all of these as I am in this one, extemporaneously, without any prompting, just from I'm a didactic science from my knowledge and education and background, etc. And in so doing, made a number of mistakes and so forth. Well, the spirit of the Zeitgeist of the generation is to demonstrate the reality of where we are, and specifically that is the collapse of the local reality, which is the end of men and mankind's exile. But in particular, and this is for the youth, because they're sensitive to this and will recognize this, there is the common perception that what Yeshua is, there's all kinds of people flaming and angry. This is terrible, this is Babel. Why? Everything they heard, or most, I should say, of what was heard in these first few hundred videos, everybody was out there knocking Google's. They were Googling everything, and they couldn't find anything. They could find precious little in Google. It's all new. Number one. And number two, it was very desultory, random, and fumbling and stumbling, and this is quite intentional. And the model of what was used is the model of the spirit of the age, which is chaos, and chaos is the product of predominant noise. The web, the culture, is chaotic. It's dominated by noise, and the Zeitgeist, the spirit of the generation, emerges with signal, mixed with the noise, and that signal becomes ever more stronger and clearer, and this compels a relationship between man and God and man and himself. He's got to keep listening, and that was my purpose. And this is the confusion that has reigned supreme, with all of the comments and people getting angry and sending me, you don't know what you do. Okay, so I'll slowly continue to do better and better and better and better and better until we're all on the same page. But let us be very clear. I deliberately do things in ways that compel the cognitive relationship, the ascent to the cognitive level, the kesher, the connection with the creator of creation, and thus the connection or kesher between man and his authentic self. When you compel this relationship, you get a lot of complaints, and it's an amazing thing. I was getting hundreds and hundreds of emails saying, this is the most terrible, it's awful, it's incoherent, it's babble, it's this, it's that. But they would keep looking at the videos. Why? Because they understood that there was signal, and they had not heard the things that they were hearing in these videos. They never heard before, and everybody seemed to understand that pretty clearly. Okay, so the spirit of the Zeitgeist is to mix to allow for the presentation of something very important, which is signal content. Of course, the collapse of local reality, the paradigm shift from behavioral man to cognitive man, the end of man and man's exile, the East-West convergence model for the post-collapse of the local reality, its new central organized perceived to give, new economic paradigm, the integration of these are very, very, very important things. It's central to the new world economy, central to the redemption. So, and if you don't, if you're secular, well, okay, so it's the pre-modern pre-modern modern era ending in the ascent to the era of post-modernity. Okay, so it's the same for secular. And they can only inhabit that era of post-modernity and the new cognitive behavioral science first principle receiving to give also. So, okay, this dialogic here is to clarify and to make more understandable. But I'm not going to cease and desist from my methods because they're purposeful, and it's for the youth because if you make something very important, very, very easy and very clear and simple in this day and age and in these circumstances, you devalue it, and so people are going to have to struggle a little for the cognitive relationship with the ascent to the cognitive relationship in Devakut, the connection with Hakodesh Baruch Hu, with the God of the cosmos, and with their authentic self. And the youth will do this, and that's my purpose, to ensure the strength and the continuity of the generations in cognitive strength. Okay, so that explains some of what I've been doing. In terms of the agnostic, atheist, nihilist, anti-foundationalist, existential, I lost the whole list is okay. Everybody's out there flaming for attention. God doesn't exist. Well, okay, I've said this before and I'm going to repeat it. I've heard a lot of modus tollendo tollens, okay? The way of denying is denial, okay? It's to elicit the specious responses of modus tollendo tollens, modus ponens, which is the affirming by affirming, okay, which provides no proof. Okay, so the proof of God, you have the standard. You have the standard frameworks. I don't have my notes handy, but okay. You have the argument for design, which is the fine-tuning one. The probabilities are almost finite to zero. And the ontological, the only one that I saw that I liked was greatness and existence as a definition by Anselm, which stood for, it still does actually, it's never been refuted, and the cosmological argument of first causes, and of course I have my own ontological argument. So, and Pascal's wager doesn't impress me, it's a non-starter. God doesn't play dice with the destiny of man. And Kant's anomalies, well, okay. Let's see. Hegel's that God's beyond. The Geist, we're all part of God. I like, and the argument that we're supposed to prove rationally God's existence. Well, God is beyond reason, okay? And that's Kierkegaard's view. And Nietzsche's the death of God is really the Geist. I hope I'm saying that right. Yeah, Geist, G-I-S-T. Hegel's, the spirit of God that's in everyone in every generation. That's a part of all of us. When we're dead, God is dead, and that's really what Nietzsche is talking about. And the collapse of the local reality ends that. And so I've run out of time. Oh, gosh, I did it again.